Good morning. At the beginning of our course, we said that international economics is divided into two main branches: international trade or foreign trade and international finance. Today we are going to start with international finance part. We are going to study two main topics. Number one, exchange rates, and number two, balance of payments. Today we are going to focus only on one topic. So today we are going to focus on balance of payments. What's meant by balance of payments? Balance of payments is a summary of international transactions between residents of a country and the rest of the world. So balance of payments is a table that summarizes all international transactions in terms of selling and buying of goods and services and financial assets between a country and the rest of the world. It consists of two main BOP, stands for balance of payments. It consists of two main accounts: current account and the capital account. With respect to the current account, it is a summary of flow of funds due to selling and buying of goods and services and income received on assets, in addition to grants and gifts. So current account is related to flow of funds that results from selling and buying of goods and services, which means imports and exports of goods and services. Income received on an asset. If you are going to buy bond or stock in another country and you are going to get return, which is interest or profit in return, this profit is income received on an asset, in addition to grants and gifts from one country to another. What about capital account? Capital account is a summary of flow of funds due to selling and buying of fixed assets, building, land, a company, long-term assets, long-term bond and stocks, mainly stocks, and finally short-term securities. So if you are going to talk about capital account, it's related to all types of assets, whether financial assets or fixed assets. What are the main components of each one of them? With respect to current accounts, it includes number one, export of goods and services. Imports of goods and services. Export means that you are going to sell to the rest of the world. Import, you are going to buy from the rest of the world. Income net, which is the difference between income received and income paid to the rest of the world. If an investor, foreign investor, buys a bond in Egypt, so we are going to pay for him interest. This is income paid to the rest of the world. And vice versa if you are going to invest abroad. Number four, transfers net, and it's known as unilateral payments. Transfers or unilateral means unidirectional, that you are going to get money and you are not going to give anything in return. Such as grants and gifts, donations. So these are the four main components of the current account. With respect to the capital account, capital and financial account, it consists of three main components. Number one, foreign direct investment. Or known as FDI, and its investment in fixed assets. As we said, building land. Number two, portfolio investment, which is investment in long-term securities. And number three, short-term capital, which is investment in short-term securities. These are the three main components of the capital account. We can calculate number of balances within the balance of payments. Okay, let's take an example. Export of goods $50. USA income from FDI is 10. US direct investment abroad $15. Foreign purchases of USA securities 25. Gifts to USA 25. Donations from USA 15. Net services it's negative 20. FDI in USA 20. Imports of goods 60. USA purchases of foreign securities 20. Short-term foreign claims to USA 20. Foreign income from USA 15. Exchange in reserves is 20. What are the balances within balance of payments? Number 1, balance of trade. And it's calculated as BOT stands for balance of trade. Export of goods minus imports of goods. From our example, export of goods is 50. Imports of goods is 60. So it's 50 minus 60. يبقى balance of trade is negative 10. This is number 1. Number 2, balance of services and it's calculated as export of services minus import of services. It's also known as net services. And here in our example, net services is negative 20. So it's already calculated. Number 3. Current account balance. and it's calculated as the summation of the four main components of the current account, which are balance of trades plus balance of services plus income net plus transfers net. Balance of trades has been calculated as -10, and balance of services is calculated as -20. Income net, it is the difference between income received and income paid. Transfers net, it is the difference between transfers received and transfers paid. Returning back to our example, USA income from foreign direct investment. So this is income received, as we are going to talk about the United States. Okay, and with respect to income paid, foreign income from USA, this is USA income, so this is inflow of money, and this is foreign income from USA, this is outflow of money. So it is 10 minus 15. Transfers net. As we said, transfers are unidirectional, such as gifts, donation, grants. Gifts to US, so this is inflow of money. Donations from US, so this is outflow of money. So it's 25 minus 15. So if you are going to calculate the summation of the four components together, it will be -25. As the value is negative, so we can identify that the current account balance has a deficit. If it is positive, so there is a surplus. In our case, it's negative, which means that there is deficit. Account number 4, or balance number 4. It's known as basic balance. Or BB. BB is calculated as current account balance plus long term capital net. Long term capital. Fixed assets are long term capital, and portfolio, as we said, it's long term capital. So it is the summation of current account plus foreign direct investment net plus portfolio investment net. It's -25 plus foreign direct investment net, which means inflows minus outflows. Returning back to our example. US direct investment. This is outflow of money. US is going to invest in another country. Foreign purchases of US securities. This is inflow of money. Foreign direct investment in USA. This is also inflow of money. What about the outflow? US direct investment abroad, it's 15, and US purchases of foreign securities, it's 20. So this is the outflow of money. We can write it as $20 minus 15 and $25 minus 20. So the net will be negative 15. So this is basic balance. Account or balance number 5. Capital account balance. Capital account balance is the summation of the three main components of the capital account. Which is foreign direct investment net, portfolio net, short-term capital net. Foreign direct investment 20 minus 15. Portfolio 25 minus 20. What about short-term capital? Short-term capital, it is short-term foreign claims to USA, which is inflows by 20 and 0 outflows. So the final will be 30. Balance number 6, which is balance of payments, or known as non-official reserve balance, it is the summation of current account balance and capital account balance plus statistical discrepancy. Or known as errors and omissions. are going to calculate the balance of payments, you can find one of three results. The value can be positive, or the value can be negative, or zero. Zero means that there is a balance in the balance of payments, which means inflows equal outflows. What about positive and negative values? Positive and negative values means that there is disequilibrium. If it is positive, so there is surplus in the balance of payments, and if it's negative, so there is deficit in the balance of payments. We can use the excess money in order to increase our stock of foreign currency. Or if it is negative, we can use the stock of foreign currency in order to finance the deficit. So in order to finance surplus or deficit or disequilibrium in balance of payment, we are going to use what's known as official reserve balance. It is the stock of foreign currency. It is equivalent in money terms to balance of payments with opposite sign. This means if BOP equal 50, then official reserve balance will be negative 50. If BOB is negative 20, official reserve balance will be 20. Official reserve balance will be 20. So it is the same value with opposite signs. Why? Why it is negative if there is a surplus? This is just like I have 50 pounds. I would like to use this money to buy gold, for example. I am going to get gold and pay the money, so there is outflow of 50 in order to increase or to accumulate more gold. So this is the case. If the country has a surplus, they have to pay this money in order to increase their stock of foreign currency or foreign reserves. And the opposite in case of shortage or deficit in the balance of payments. You are going to sell the foreign currency and get money to finance the deficit. So we can divide the balance of payments or transactions within balance of payments into two different types of transactions. Autonomous transactions and accommodating transactions. Autonomous transactions are transactions taken for itself. But accommodating is a correcting action. So all current accounts and capital accounts items are autonomous, while the accommodating is the official reserve balance. نقول بقى بسرعة تاني اللي احنا قلنا ده. احنا بدأنا في الأول خالص بإن احنا كنا بنفتكر كده من أول محاضرة إن احنا قلنا إن الانترناشونال ايكونومكس ليه تو مين برانشز، الفاينانس والتريد. احنا كل الجزء اللي فات كنا بنفوكس على التريد. من المحاضرة دي واللي جاية هنتكلم فيهم شوية على الفاينانس. هنتكلم على موضوعين: الاكستشينج ريت والبالانس اوف بايمنتس. النهارده اتكلمنا على البالانس اوف بايمنتس. يعني ايه بالانس اوف بايمنتس؟ هو زي كده، زي ما بنعمل بالانس شيت للشركة، دي حاجة شبه البالانس شيت بس بتبقى للدولة. ومش كل التعاملات بتاعتها، لا، هي التعاملات بتاعتها مع الدول التانية. يعني لو في حاجة حصلت جوه البلد نفسها مش بتبقى ريكوردد في البالانس اوف بايمنتس ده، انما اللي بيبقى ريكوردد فيه الترانزاكشنز اللي ما بين مثلا مصر ودولة تانية. بعد كده قلنا ان هي ليها two main components: current account و capital account. قلنا current account انا بتكلم فيه على اي حاجة اللي هي الجودز والسيلينج والباينج بتاع الجودز والسيرفيس العادية. هصدر، هستورد، هيجيلي فلوس عشان انا مثلا اشتريت وديعة في بره مصر فهيجيبولي ارباح الوديعة دي. حد من بره جه اشترى عندي اسهم وسندات فهدفع له فلوس. كل الكلام ده بيدخل في الكرنت اكونت. طيب، وعندنا كمان الجرانتس والجيفتس. جرانتس والجيفتس دي اللي هي الهدايا والمنح والاعانات والكلام ده كله. طيب نيجي للكابيتال اكونت. انا بتكلم فيه على ترانزاكشن في ايه؟ في اسيتس. الاسيتس دي ممكن تكون فاينانشال اسيتس وممكن تكون فيكسد اسيتس. فيكسد اسيتس انا هشتري ارض، شقه، عماره، ايا كان. الفاينانشال ان انا هشتري بوند وستوكس. طيب بعد كده قلنا ان احنا عندنا في مجموعه من البالانسز ممكن احسبهم من البالانس اوف بايمنت، واشتغلنا على الاكزامبل اللي قدامنا ده. اول بالانس عندنا اللي هو البالانس اوف تريد، هو الاكسبورت بتاعت الجودز ماينس الامبورتس بتاعتها. بعدين بالانس اوف سيرفيسز، هو كلهم عشان نبقى متفقين كل السكس بالانسز بتوعنا هو اي انفلو ماينس اوت فلو. الاكسبورت انفلو اوف ماني والامبورت اوت فلو اوف ماني. يبقى البالانس اوف سيرفيسز هو الاكسبورت اوف سيرفيسز ماينس امبورت اوف سيرفيسز. ممكن نسميها بالانس اوف سيرفيسز وممكن نسميها سيرفيسز نت. طيب current account balance هيبقى عندنا السمشن بتاعت الفور كومبوننتس اللي احنا قلنا عليهم: بالانس اوف تريد، بالانس اوف سيرفيسز، انكم نت، ترانسفيرز نت. بعد كده عندنا بالانس تاني اسمه البيزك بالانس. ده انا باخد الكرنت اكاونت وهنزود عليه اللونج تيرم اسيتس. اللونج تيرم اسيتس عندنا نوعين: يا اما فيكسد اسيتس، محدش هيشتري بيت عشان مثلا يبيعه بعد شهر. الحاجه التانية اللي هو ايه؟ البورتفوليو، عشان هي اصلا لونج تيرم سيكيورتيز. بعد كده عندنا الكابيتال اكاونت بالانس، وده السمشن بتاع التلاتة كومبوننتس بتاعت الكابيتال اكاونت. واخر اكاونت عندنا اللي هو اخر البالانس عندنا اللي هو البالانس اوف بيمنتس، او بنسميه نون اوفيشال ريزيرف بالانس. ده عباره عن ايه؟ عن كابيتال اكاونت، كرنت اكاونت، وستاتستيكال ديسكريبانسي او ايرورز. هجمع الاتنين اللي انا عملتهم اللي هم الكابيتال والكرنت الكبار دول، وحط عليهم كمان اي ايرور او اوميشنز. طيب نيجي بقى للبالانس اوف بيمنتس. هيطلع الفاليو بتاعته حاجه من ثلاثه: يا اما زيرو، يا اما بوزيتيف، يا اما نيجاتيف. لو هو زيرو بقول عليه بالانسد، يعني الانفلوز بتاعته قد الاوت فلوز. طب لو هو بوزيتيف او نيجاتيف فانا بقول عندي سيربلس او ديفيسيت، والحالتين ديس ايكوليبريم. طب اعالج الديس ايكوليبريم ده ازاي؟ انا بيبقى عندي ستوك من الفورين كارنسي. ده بسميه الاوفيشال ريزيرف بالانس. يبقى انا علشان اعالج الديس ايكوليبريم انا هلجأ للاوفيشال ريزيرف بالانس. ده بالظبط زي ما اقول ان انا شايله دهب، هشيل الدهب ده ليه؟ علشان لو حصل ازمه اصرفه. فانا بقول لو انا معايا 50 جنيه اكسس ماني رحت اشتريت بيهم دهب، يبقى انا في الحاله دي هدفع لبتاع الدهب ال50 جنيه. فكده عملت اوت فلو اوف ماني، بس في النهايه رصيدي من الدهب ده زاد. فده الجزء بتاع الايه؟ السيرفيس. طب في الديفيسيت العكس، هاخد الحاجه الدهب دي وابيعها فيجي لي فلوس، فبقى عندي فلوس بالبوزيتيف عشان حصل عندي اوت فلو اوف ماني، سوري ان فلو اوف ماني بالفاليو ده عشان اعالج الديفيسيت بتاعتي. بعد كده قلنا ان احنا عندنا الترانزاكشنز بتاعتنا ممكن نقسمها بشكل مختلف شويه، autonomous و accommodating. autonomous دي يعني ما فيش حق، مش مرتبطه بحاجه، يعني انا باخد الترانزاكشن لنفسه، يعني انا عاوزه اصدر فصدرت، عاوزه استورد فاستوردت، عاوزه اشتري ارض فاشتريت كده. الاكوموديتنج بتكون مرتبطه نتيجه لترانزاكشن تاني. فالاوتونوموس عندي هو الكارنت اكاونت والكابيتال اكاونت، كل الكومبوننتس بتاعتهم دول كلهم اوتونوموس. انما الاكوموديتنج هو الكوركتنج اكشن اللي انا بعمله لو انا عندي سيربلس او ديفيسيت، فانا بغير في الاوفيشال ريزيرف بالانس بتاعي. فيبقى كده في الحاله دي ده كده مش من نفسه، انا بعمله عشان اعالج مشكله. وده كده نهايه الشابتر ده. شكرا يا أمل.